So, time to go over what was the final table for the Bundesliga this season. They completed their final match day today, so all of the results have been confirmed. We now know who is going down to the second tier, and that includes Werder Bremen joining Schalke. So, Werder Bremen, they've been in the top flight for good 30 odd years, but unfortunately, it's their time to go. 16th place Cologne, they have to battle that in the relegation promotion playoff, so nervous times to wait for them. Meyer Beerfield, Hertha Berlin, Augsburg, and such are alive for another season. So let's go have a look back at just the final match day there and say who managed to win the overall leaderboard this season in Germany. And then we've got a few people that got involved. Myself had Andrea Productions, Tom O, and also Cavan Wright making their Bundesliga predictions pre-season. So we'll see how we compared to where the actual teams placed on the table. Meyer Beerfield, they were 2-0 winners against Stuttgart. Congratulations. Mönchengladbach defeated Werder Bremen 4-2, so that was a crucial game there. Werder Bremen only a couple of late goals, but they needed more than that, didn't they? Frankfurt, 3-1 winners against Freiburg. Union Berlin defeated Leipzig 2-1. Mainz, 3-2 winners against Wolfsburg. They battled at well to be clear of safety. And continued on with a good run of form towards the end of the season. Cologne defeated Schalke, really relegated Schalke 1-0, so that was very vital for them to give themselves late hope. And it was a late goal as well, too, in 86 minutes. So, crucial. Bayern Munich, the champions, 5-2 winners against Augsburg. They predict them to do quite well for the final game. Hoffenheim, 2 winners against Hertha Berlin. And my team, Dortmund, defeated Leverkusen 3-1. So I managed to pick up 8.91 for this particular match day there, with Meyer Beerfield, Gladbach, Cologne, Bayern Munich, and Dortmund to win their games. The football side quickly predicted Frankfurt, Bayern Munich, and Dortmund to win their matches and mines. So they managed 908, so just a fraction above me. Yeah, good question there, tournament. That's because I really created the stream ahead of time there, so I was already on YouTube as a future stream. So that's why no StreamYards, but for the future streams from now, I'll try and use the StreamYard platform there. By the way, my friends, Elijah Wilson was on the ground cheering the Melbourne for 3 players onto the ground. Very good. So the overall season there, I managed to win with 253.25, so big congratulations to myself. Just being at the football side to 251.16 to a top contest. Cavan Wright's also got involved, 41.22, and that's emergency with 25.94. As I mentioned before, there was 4 of us that made pre-season predictions for the overall Bundesliga table there. So let's have a look at that and see how many correct spots predictions that we managed to get in. Teams that we predicted to finish in a certain place and they actually did. And yeah, see who did the best out of that. So should we start from the bottom or should we start from the top? I'm thinking we should start at the bottom there because the teams that don't deserve it the most get to go first. So, in 18th place, Schalke there, they were absolutely destroyed this season. Very hopeless form. 16 points. In the end, they were 19 points to drift off safety. And for myself, I put Schalke in 10th spot. Andrea Productions also had them in 10th. Tom O had Schalke in 10th as well. And Cavan Wright had them in a whopping 7th position. So we all thought they were going to do extremely well, top half finish, because they are a usual powerhouse at in Germany there, but it was not their season at all. I think a number of financial issues, and they really struggled to even win a game. It took a very long time, and yeah, not a lot of hope in their season, unfortunately. So a big back out on that one there for all of us, especially if I carve right. And 17th position, we have Werder Bremen. So I had Werder Bremen finishing in 14th. Dry Productions had Werder Bremen in 14th. Tom O had Werder Bremen in 18th there, so very good pick, just one place off. And Cavan Wright had Werder Bremen finishing in 9th, so underperformed according to their expectations. And 16th for the season, it was Cologne. So they will fight out in the relegation promotion playoff. So they might be alive in the Bundesliga next season. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. I had them finishing in 17th, automatically being relegated, so just a place off. The Dry Productions had them in 13th. Tomo had Cologne in 11th, and Cavan Wright also had Cologne in 11th. So, minus me, I was the closest on the Cologne pick. In 15th, it was Armia Beerfield. I had them finishing bottom of the table in 18th. Very well done there, newly promoted sides. They survived in Germany for another season. A crucial 2-0 win against Stuttgart there on the final match day of the season to confirm their survival. Dry Productions had them in 16th. Tomo had them in 17th. And Cavan Wright had them in 14th. So far, no one's got the correct team in the correct placing yet. Next up is Hertha Berlin, who managed to finish the season in 14th. I had them up in 8th. And Dry Productions had them in 8th. Tom O had them in 12th. And Cavan Wright had them in 12th. So, a disappointing season for Hertha Berlin. And 13th, Augsburg was the team. I had them finishing in 11th. Dry Productions had Augsburg in 15th. Tom O had them in 16th. And Cavan Wright had Augsburg all the way down in 16th spot. Next up was Mainz in 12th place. I had them down in 16th. And Dry Productions had them in 17th. Tom O in 15th. And Cavan Wright in 15th. And one of these three participants, Mainz, is, I think it was Tomo's team there, so yeah, very well done, especially towards the end of the season there. Mainz really picked up the points when they needed them. In 11th place, it was Hoffenheim. I had them in 12th. The Dry Productions had them in 7th. Tomo had Hoffenheim finishing all the way up in 4th. Very ambitious pick there, and it's made to look like a shrub, whatever you want to call it. And Cavan Wright had Hoffenheim all the way up in 5th. So, yeah. What are you doing? Hoffenheim aren't that good. I have them basically nailed on down in the top half of the bottom half of the table. And 10th place, it was Freiburg. I have Freiburg in 6th. And Dry Productions had them in 11th. Tomo had in 7th. And Cavan Wright had Freiburg. Didn't have Freiburg. Somehow they managed to miss Freiburg on their selections. So I'm not sure what happened there. But a shame. 10th place sides, Freiburg, Cavan Wright, forgot about you. And 9th, it was Stuttgart. I had Stuttgart finishing in 13th. Dry Productions had them all the way down at 18th, relegated at the bottom of the table. Nope, top half finish. Tomo had Stuttgart finishing in 9th, which is spot on. So Tomo, first one, they managed to get the correct team in the correct placing. And Cavan Wright had Stuttgart finishing in 17th at the bottom of their table because they only had 17 clubs in their pick. And 8th was Mönchengladbach. I had Gladbach in 3rd. The Dry Productions had them in 3rd. Tom O had them in 5th. And Cavan Wright had them in 4th. So, yeah, they really did pretty poorly. Not even a European spot for them this season. There's still work to do for them. But these matches should help their cause. It does help a few teams out, as long as they can attract the right players, keep a hold on to their main key stars, and then they'll be back up again there challenging for Europa League Championship once again. 7th place, it was Union Berlin, just missing out on Europe by a couple of points. A pretty good season nevertheless for Union Berlin, the better of the Berlin clubs by such a long margin. I then finishing in 15th, so exceeded the expectations. And Dry Productions had them in 12th, Tom O had them in 13th, and Cavan Wright had them finishing in 13th as well. Now, let's see if we can actually get some of these teams in the right spots. So far, it's just Tom O with 9th place Stuttgart. But the top 6 is where it's all at. It's much easier to pick the top performing clubs than it is some of the table and bottom tier teams. In 6th place, it was Bayer Leverkusen. I had them in 4th. And Dry Productions, they had it spot on. They had them finishing in 6th place, and they did just that. Tom O also had them spot on. Leverkusen in 6th place. Cavan Wright had Leverkusen finishing all the way up in 3rd there. Next up, 5th place, Frankfurt. I had Frankfurt finishing in 7th. And Dry Productions had them down in 9th. Tom O had them in 14th. What's happening there? They thought they were going to have a shocking season, but not to be. And Cavan Wright had them in 3rd place. Next up, it's Wolfsburg, who was your 4th place team for this season. I had them down in 9th. And Dry Productions had them in 5th. Tom O had them in 8th. And Cavan Wright had them in 8th. So, pretty good season for Wolfsburg. Champions League football beacons for them, as they managed to put on track Frankfurt there by just a single point. And 3rd place, my German team, Dortmund, were the winners. I had them in 2nd. Dry Productions had them in 2nd. Tom O correctly had them in 3rd. And the Cavan Wright had them winning the Bundesliga this season. 2nd place went to Leipzig. I had them in 5th. And Dry Productions had them in 4th. Tom O got it spot on there with Leipzig finishing in 2nd. And Cavan Wright had them in 6th. And your Bundesliga champions for the season is, of course, Bayern Munich. And it was the only side I thought they got in the correct spots. But, with Bayern Munich winning the title every season there, it's not a really great prediction, but a prediction nevertheless. And Dry Productions also had Bayern Munich winning the Bundesliga, as well as Tom O. Cavan Wright had them finishing down in 2nd. So it's a pretty clear cut split of the best in the Bundesliga pre-season predictions for the season, and it goes to Tom O correctly predicting your top 3 finishes. So that takes some work for you. Bayern Munich, Leipzig, Dortmund was your order. You also managed to get Leverkusen as well as Stuttgart. So 5 out of the 18 clubs. It's pretty impressive work for you. Yes, Cavan Wright didn't get a single team correct. And Dry Productions had Bayern Munich, top of the table, and myself, Leverkusen in 6th. And for myself, it was just the Bayern Munich being the champions there. So hopefully you enjoyed the Bundesliga predictions this season. Feel free to let me know if you want me to do it again next season, or you want me to try and change things up a bit, which I'm not planning to do, but we'll still do the pre-season predictions. We might not do match day by match day. We might take a look at a few different key games there, and maybe like a analyze and a summary of the particular goal scoring fullers or the key derby matches. We'll just have to wait and see on that one, see what you guys are into. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, also feel free to subscribe. And thanks for watching.